Hello, girls, guys, they, them, any. Welcome to my channel, and tonight I'm making a video that's going to give you some information about the ESL IMPACT League and the Circuit Cup events and how to get involved and finding players, networking, finding teams, etc., and just gonna start off here with probably a series of videos. Didn't script this one too much, but it's information that I've been um, working on connecting girls who are more, slightly into the competitive scene and like playing competitive, but don't necessarily have a lot of team experience, and helping them gain experience to get into the competitive realm, at the same time providing resource and networking for girls who are a little bit more seasoned players who may have existing teams. But the overall gist of wanting to be successful in this game for everyone is to be active in the game. So doesn't matter how good you are or amazing you are, if you're not playing the game and showing your skills and using them, then you're probably not going to be finding a team. So the first and foremost thing is you just want to be like accessible, approachable. Obviously, you want to have the time to put in, and sometimes streaming or having an online presence can be helpful that way, because people get to know you and find you more approachable. But that also can be a distraction, and not necessarily something that is desirable for a team too, because you want to be able to put a lot of your focus into the team. So finding the right balance with the team, and there's several things that you're going to look for in a team, and there's several things that a team's going to look for in a player. First and foremost, people have a little bit of chemistry in the game. It's like, okay, I'm into this person's style. Maybe they fit on the team, or this kind of works out. And that's the first thing. And then the second thing is, do our goals align? How serious are we taking this? And for that time that we're going to be putting in the game, what are we expecting to get out of it? And then lastly, and schedules is also a part of that. How much, you're willing to take off time from doing other things to put into playing with your team. And then finally, what your long-term goals are. So, if you just are looking to gain experience and, playing over time, and maybe want to, experience the way different teams play, which is legit. Being a sub is a good way, and ringing for other teams is a fantastic way to push yourself, especially if you think that you're pretty solid player, just dropping in on another team that you have no idea really much about how they play, and then having them tell you kind of like, okay, we need you to do this, is definitely a way to put a little pressure on yourself, like put you on the spot. You don't really get much time. Some teams will say, are you comfortable playing this spot? Some teams will just say, this is where you're playing, this is where we need you to fill. And that depends on whether or not they're playing on set spots and working on executes, or whether or not they are running off spawns and playing with a little bit more chemistry. So without getting too far into that and other things that can be discussed, first I want to just tell you how you can get involved and get in game and meet people and get some exposure for yourself to get familiar with the hoops that you need to jump through for the ESL Impact League. So when I say that hoops you got to jump through, sounds like great challenges, and there definitely are some hurdles for some people. But for starters, it is actually pretty easy to do. So you just basically start with finishing through getting through this video with me, and then you can start meeting other people and just networking together. So for start, you need the time, and then you need to put yourself out there a little bit. That can be the hardest thing, and that's part of the reason why I started the girls club back in 2013, because when girls gain a little bit of confidence, then they grow exponentially in the game, and players in general. And so that's why I said jumping through hoops, because I think as an amateur player or a rookie player, it seems like great mountains to climb. But really, in fact, they're just little hoops you have to jump through. And it's like really simple. Some of the stuff is really simple. But if you have to figure it out yourself, it can be just like really overwhelming. So, I'm Valley Girl, and I've been here, gotten around, and I have some experience leading teams, and I'm going to just give you the straight down low on how to get involved in playing competitive. And this could be for everyone, not just the female Counter-Strike scene. However, there are special, unique opportunities that are provided for females who are committed to playing Counter-Strike semi-pro. And I think that that's just the basic reason that I'm making this video, is that people need to have some guidance as to how to take advantage of these resources. So without further ado, we are looking at Twitter page right now, the ESL Impact, or maybe even the GG for all is another one of the things, but we'll go to their website in a second. But so ESL Impact, DreamHack CSGO, and here basically is the Esports Girls Club. I'm going to promote that we're inviting all girls, all divisions, all regions to come join us, girls that live playing Counter-Strike, and especially people that are looking to potentially compete in the upcoming season of ESL Impact League Season 4. Any female players looking to find teams. Tomorrow night and Tuesday and Thursday, 6 to 9 Pacific Standard Time, join the Ranked Hub, and we're doing some ranked Face-It games together. So this is a great resource for girls to meet other girls that they don't know, or get a chance to play with different players, and or just keep your skills fresh, so that when you do get an opportunity to try out for a team or something, that you have that confidence. So next, I have in this tweet tagged the one team that has signed up for the Cup this Saturday. And so I'm asking, how many more teams are going to sign up to rival them. And I know there's a few out there, but essentially I'm trying to just instigate a few of you to, motivate to just join a team that's looking for a ringer, because there's plenty of those, and or make your own team. And I know it's tricky sometimes, like putting yourself out there a little bit, but like really this is the cash cups are, first of all, it's not a ton of money. It's really more about bragging rights, and it's mainly just there for you to just, bite your teeth into the competition a little bit. Feel what it feels like to have that pressure on you in a best of 3, or I think the first round is best of 1, but basically, with everything kind of moves kind of fast, and basically if you're a newer player, it's just a great way to get through the nerves and all that. if you have been playing with a team for a little while, it's a great way as a team to kind of test the competition that's out there and test what you've been working on as a team. So essentially, the you know just like any league, you'd ideally have as much preparation as possible, but you could also just throw together a pug at the last minute and literally they do registration like right up into the event pretty much. So you can just get any 5 players that that don't have teams and just make a pug team. And there are plenty of pug teams. It's now being hosted on Face It, and before when it was on ESEA, you were able to join like solo as a ringer. But right now, I think it says you got to join with your team. So I don't know what happens if you only have one player on your team. But basically, if you are interested in ringing or you're just a solo player and you don't have an idea of who you might be able to play with, go to the GG for All Discord, okay, which is on their website. Okay. And I don't have to show you where it is. You can find it on here. But basically, you can ask someone for an invite too as well. But basically, just go to their Discord and type in the discussions channel. Hey, looking for a team. Type your region. There are several female Discords, including the Esports Girls Club. And you're completely welcome to join that. I will link it in the description as well as like all these links so that if you're not watching this video, or you can refer it to it again without having to watch the video. So here we are on the ESL Impact website. And season 4 is going to be the upcoming season. It starts in 48 days, September 13th to October 29th. The qualifier signups are open. Here we have North America, 2 slots. So sometimes there are invited teams, and then some teams have to qualify. Looks like we have 2 out of 32 teams signed up for the qualifiers. Good. So Coven's other team, maybe they'll sign up for the Cup Saturday as well. The Cup is sometimes goes all day and into the second day if you perform into the finals. So it is pretty intense. And, ideally going into it, you have some chemistry with some of the players. But it can also be really fun, like I was saying. So, if you want to just get in the game and flex a little bit and you never know, and like I said, it's really more of a bragging rights thing. So I think it's fun. I think it's fun for the underdogs or like a pug team to come in and like challenge the more developed teams, and sometimes some crazy stuff happens. So not to downplay the existing teams, because I personally think that the female Counter-Strike, is really intense competition. There's obviously a big skill gap in the game, period. But the amount of time and effort that is actually needed to put in to have a successful team in ESL Impact, like a lot of these girls are like working jobs and going to school and doing this. So major respect. And definitely don't want to, intimidate people who are thinking about it, but, it is definitely something to take into consideration. So, if you're wanting to be in the semi-pro league or go pro someday, you got to pace yourself. That's something, consistency throughout. your overall health and balancing like screen time and all that stuff, your personal life and work and everything. So, um, I, again, like I said, could make a series of videos regarding this, but I'm going to go ahead and just give you guys everything I have on. So here's the Cash Cup coming up this Saturday. And there's links for this in the Discord. I clicked this link actually off the ESL Impact. So we were looking at the qualifiers for season 4. Here's the other link for the Cash Cups. Tells you all the information there. And then here's the signups here. North America, July 29th, 4 p.m. I think it's actually like 2:30 Pacific. I'm not sure why it says 4 there, because here it says 2:50. I don't know. I'm not really good with military time. Yes, of all the hoops that you have to jump through, figuring out how to tell time in military time is absolutely one of them. At least you don't have to figure out how to code IRC or other stuff. Okay, so just go to the Girls Club, CSGO Girls Club. Like, share, there's a link here for the Faceit hub. All right. So this is the organizer page, the Esports Girls Club. And you can follow the organizer. And then here's the different hubs here. So this is the Esports Girls Club unranked. So this is just for all region. And here we have the Esports Girls Club ranked EU and Esports Girls Club ranked NA. So tomorrow around 6 to 9 Pacific Standard Time, just jump into this hub, join the hub. It's open for everyone, all skill level. And pinned up here in the chat is the Discord invitation for the Esports Girls Club. And we're just meeting in one of the voice channels there. If you miss the lobby and we already start a game here, then you can just create your own lobby. And you can spam in the chat if people want to join. If people don't want to join, you can go ahead and just start the game. And when you do that, when you go ahead and start the game, then it'll automatically queue you in with other lobbies that are in the hub. So still working on getting this going, because once we get multiple lobbies going, you can set them like you saw when I created the lobby for various skill levels, and or even if you have all of the ranks open, it's automatically, like, again, if we have enough people queuing up in the hubs, it'll automatically queue you up or balance the team. So like with, players around your rank. So ultimately this will be a great tool for players that are just looking to meet other female players that are more serious about the game, that are already playing Faceit and, working on grinding their ranks and spending that time. I mean, ultimately the meta in pugs is not necessarily what you would like to be working on is playing with the team. So this is kind of an ends to a means situation here, where if you don't already have a team and people to be scrimming with and practicing with, then come and join us, and you can meet other people and potentially find players to make a team. So yeah, tomorrow we're gonna get some more games, and it's a great way to just get some, get into the scene a little bit. You can test out some of the Discords that have recruiting channels, see what other teams are maybe looking. I actually have seen more players looking for teams than teams looking for players. So I highly recommend players at this time to post in the Discord channels, in the recruiting channel, post, +1, your region, what you do, your rifle op, whatever, a little bit about yourself. And so that teams that are looking for players, because maybe teams think they have the players and then someone doesn't show up, you don't really know, but they want to be able to, see what's available to them. So you got to put yourself out there. And then there are other resources as well, but that's a great start. You can, if you have a Twitter account, tweet that you're looking for a team. Although I've found that Twitter can be a little bit disconnected from CS:GO, whereas some things, maybe even like Steam community groups or Discord is a really great resource. And so basically I can come up with some more ideas for how you can network in the group. But for starters, we're doing these community games and hoping that some girls show up and get in the ranked hub and start making some teams for Saturday, because we got 1 out of 64 teams, 64 slots. Imagine if we had, even half of those taken up. And so, basically there are a handful of teams and there are girls that are working really hard, but we still have a lot of work to do to, make more teams and therefore have a higher level of competition amongst all the teams. So hope this video is helpful for you girls, give you a little bit of encouragement that, it doesn't take that much to just be able to get through some of the hoops. And then once you've done it, once you've kind of gone through it, I'm not saying once you do it once that you're just automatically going to be an expert on it, but you're going to feel more comfortable. And then the next time, somebody else asks a question and you're like, hey, wait, I know the answer. I can help you, And the idea here is that with supporting each other, it is about giving back. And I have been extremely, extremely blessed with the people who have helped me in this game. And I will or cannot list them. But basically, some of the best players in North America. So I'm a big fan, and I definitely, I'm a big fan. I definitely want to keep that flame going, and by doing that, try to elevate the competition as much as possible. So to do that, we just got to get girls in the game. Some people maybe coming back into the game, and there's a lot of different meta, and it's always changing, just like it always has been. And with CS2 coming out, a lot of people are getting ready for that transition, and I definitely think it's not just hype, but it's definitely, um, going to be, a lot of hype. So I'm excited. There definitely were some drawbacks to CS:GO. I've witnessed and played through 4 different evolutions of the game now. And so I think that I am very qualified to comment on the next evolution, CS2. And I think that it has definitely strong promise for carrying on the Counter-Strike brand, and keeping the future alive. So yeah, it's pretty exciting for sure. So yeah, anything that I can do for you, I am here. Reach out in the community, whatever role you're in or looking to be in. I am here to give you advice if you need it. And there's a lot of other girls in the club that also have a wealth of experience. that they can draw on. And so, it's just a place where you can feel free to not feel stupid asking a question that like a million people have all had to like had the guts to ask somebody else too, because they're like, oh man, this is gonna sound dumb. But you know get into these